Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Me and My Jackets, where we look at all kinds of different Arc'teryx jackets. We do reviews, I tell you about different combinations and all kinds of good stuff. My name is Chris, and today's video we are talking about this, the Gamma SL. The Gamma SL is a super light, hence SL, soft shell. So basically you want to think of this as almost like a second skin, right? An extra layer of skin on the outer shell. It's not insulated. It's not going to keep you warm, okay? It's basically an extra layer for like protection. It's going to give you some wind protection. It's not totally windproof. It will breathe, okay? But it does give you some good wind protection. And it will give you some water protection as well. It's not waterproof, okay? It's not like a hard shell, but it does have a DWR coating, and light rain will beat up and run right off of this. But if you're out in a heavy soaking rain, you're going to get wet. All right. So let's just talk about simply what this is, okay? It's basically sized a little large, okay? I find it big enough to wear some decent layers underneath it. I wouldn't say that, at least for me, I can't wear really heavy layers like a Therium AR or something like that underneath it. About the heaviest thing I can wear underneath it is my Cerium LT. But I probably most often would wear something like a Proton FL, Atom LT, maybe a Proton LT, a Nuclei FL fits underneath this, no problem. Or just like a covert cardigan, okay, or just a fleece layer underneath. It definitely has some room, okay. It has two pockets here on the sides, two nice deep pockets. There is nothing inside, but the pockets are lined with like a mesh, which helps to breathe as well. Because if you have your zippers open on your pockets, you know, the mesh will allow some air to breathe through as well. It does have some drawstrings, some draw cords on the bottom that you can pull tight and cinch up along the waist. It has a really nice hood. I really like the hoods on these. The hood has a nice little brim on top of it, okay? It's not like a big helmet compatible storm hood, like this big huge thing, okay? It probably, I mean, you might be able to fit a helmet underneath it, but nothing big and major. Definitely not, you know, multiple layers. And it does have a nice little pull cord here to cinch it up. But the nice thing about the hood is it does have this little brim in the front, and it helps to, you know, the water to roll off and not fall on your face. Okay, so it's actually pretty plain and simple. All right, it's an SL. All right, in Arc'teryx terms, it means super light. So it's not going to have all kinds of crazy pockets and zippers and everything all over it. It's just plain and simple. All right, so as I said, this jacket does have some room, okay? This is an extra large. I'm 6'2", I weigh about 210 pounds, and I definitely have some room underneath this for layers. It's got a nice length in the back, right? It definitely covers. It is a soft shell, so it is meant to go over, you know, other layers. Now, as I was saying before, this is not insulated at all, okay? It's not meant to keep you warm. If it's cool outside and you put this jacket on and you go out, you're still gonna feel cool, okay? In fact, sometimes the fabric even tends to feel a little cool in colder weather, and you'll feel that on your skin if you're just wearing like a t-shirt or something underneath it. Not a big deal. But again, it's not meant to keep you warm. What I do find with all these Gamma jackets, the Gamma SL, the LT, and the MX, I have all of them, they basically are really good at kind of self-regulating heat, okay? Again, I don't see them keeping you warm. But if you're wearing layers underneath and you're doing a high output activity, I think they really do help to hold in some of that heat when you need it. And then if you start getting a little hot, you can open it and let some of that heat out even more, okay? They are breathable. It's not totally wind resistant, but it does help to block the wind pretty well. I would think like a nylon piece like the Squamish hoodie is gonna block the wind much better. The Nuclei FL is amazing at blocking the wind. I mean, incredible at blocking the wind. But if you're looking just for a pure windbreaker, I would have to say, you know, the Squamish is probably going to do a little better job than this. This will help stop some of the wind, but it is kind of breathable because I think these gammas are meant for more high output activities, okay? Again though, I took this gamma out the other night with a covert cardigan. I'll tell you all about this a little bit, where it was a pretty cool night and there was a nice crisp wind, and this really did a great job in blocking that wind. So I really did not feel cold at all with it. And I'll talk about that again in a little bit. So layering underneath this, let's just go into that real quick, and I'm just going to run through a couple jackets that I have and what we can layer with it. For me, about the heaviest layer that I can comfortably wear underneath it is this Cerium LT. All right, so this is a puffy down jacket. It is lightweight though, it's not crazy heavy, it's not like as heavy as a Therium. It's, you know, or a Cerium SV or something like that. But there is room underneath this Gamma SL, at least for me, to comfortably wear, you know, the Cerium underneath it. So here we are, okay? Perfect, no problem at all. It is not tight, it is not restrictive, it fits really well, okay? Here we go. But for me, this is about the heaviest layer that I really try to wear underneath this and comfortably. A Nuclei FL, a Proton FL, Atom LT, all that kind of stuff, no problem, okay? I'll throw on my Atom LT right now because there's something else I want to point out about that combination. Here's my Atom LT. Now the Atom LT, if you're not familiar with it, is an awesome all-around jacket. And it has insulation on the front and the back and the sleeves and on the hood. But down the sides, down the side of the jacket are these fleece panels. You can see the black here. It's a stretchy little fleece panel. And it allows the jacket to breathe a little bit, okay? So when you put this jacket on, you've got nice insulation in the front and the back, and it allows some breathing through here. Now, the good side is, right, it allows heat to escape. The downside is, if it's a cold, windy day, you're gonna feel that cold wind through the side of this jacket, okay? So that's where the Gamma SL comes in, all right? So, putting a Gamma SL over the top of something like this Atom LT, or perhaps a Proton FL or Proton LT that's a very breathable jacket, on a windy day, this Gamma SL is a really nice piece to block that wind. So when I put this Gamma on top of my Atom LT, I really don't feel that cold air blowing in through the side of this jacket anymore. So this makes a really nice combination, okay? Again, it's just an extra layer. It's an extra skin on top of, you know, the insulation layer underneath it. All right, but in this case, it does help to block that wind through here, so that's really kind of neat. When it comes to like water repellent and rain, okay, I really don't think that the Gamma SL is going to resist any more water than the Atom LT does. Okay, the Atom LT also has a DWR coating. So, you know, you're not really blocking the rain from getting to your Atom LT, but it is an extra layer just on top, right? So this will get wet first before your Atom LT. But as far as, you know, blocking that wind, it does a really nice job. So, last thing I want to talk to you about real briefly. Well, I did buy 2 of these Gamma SLs, and the reason why I bought 2 of them was because when I bought my original SL in this color Labyrinth, which is a dark green, but it has like a little blue tint to it. It was in the winter time, and I noticed that I had a lot of room, right? Obviously, I can layer underneath this jacket. So there's a lot of room underneath this jacket. But I really liked the jacket, and I said, you know what, this is probably a great jacket for the summertime, you know, when it's really hot out and I'm just wearing a t-shirt. Maybe I'm down by the beach or something, or because I go play volleyball a lot. Maybe, you know, it's a windy day. You know, this would be a great jacket for that. But I have some room in here. It's a little big, right? So maybe if I bought a large, maybe it would fit me a little snugger, a little better, a little trimmer with just a t-shirt on. So I bought another one in this lighter blue color, which I really like for this summer, better than the darker, you know, green color. This color is called Shimuzu, and I bought this in a size large. And when I got it, I put it on, and the sleeves fit great. They definitely weren't as long as the extra large is. And the length was great, but when I zipped it up, it was a little snug. So it was a little too tight. So I ended up sending it back, and I really liked the color, and I wanted to wear this, you know, for the summer, so I just traded it in and got the extra large instead. So I would rather have it a little bit bigger than too tight. But, you know, I got hooked on the color. I really like the color. I think it's awesome, again, with just, you know, pair of jeans, the tan shorts like this or whatever, right? In the summertime, it's just a lighter color. It's nice. So here's the you know, extra large in the color Shimuzu. Same jacket, same exact thing, does the same thing, just a different color. You know, again, I tried buying it in a smaller size, but there was really a big difference, especially in the chest and in the waist area, in the, you know, amount of material that was there. It was definitely too snug on me. Like, I could zip it up, but the jacket was really hugging me, so wasn't good. Okay. So the final thing that I wanted to talk to you about here, just a little experience I had the other night. I went outside. It was a cool night here for spring. It was in the low 40s, and it was windy, and the wind chill was in the mid 30s. So knowing that I was going to do this video, I said, let me go outside and let's you know, see how warm this jacket is and play around a bit. So I put this covert cardigan on, and I went outside with the covert cardigan and the Gamma SL on the top. And I wasn't doing anything. I was actually just kind of walking around the backyard, just kind of being out in the wind, and, you know, just feeling if I felt cold. And I was really comfortable. I was actually a little surprised that with just a covert cardigan on in mid 30-degree wind chill and, you know, the Gamma SL on the top, I was really comfortable. The Gamma did a great job of blocking the wind. When the wind blew and I felt that cool wind chill, I just kind of like stood there like this and to see if I felt some cold through, and I didn't. I was really comfortably. Now, I wasn't like sweating warm, right? I wasn't hot. I was really comfortable. It was, I think that this Gamma was just a nice enough layer on the outside to help hold some of the heat in for the fleece, the covert cardigan, and block the wind. So to block that cold air from getting in. So I was really comfortable. Now, the interesting thing about this story is I went inside and I took this Gamma SL off and I put on my Gamma LT. Now, the Gamma LT is a heavier layer than the Gamma SL. Actually, it's almost like twice as heavy. And I would figure that I would feel warmer, right? But it wasn't the case. I was actually colder. So I put on my Gamma SL. Now I have both the Gamma LT. I have both the non-hooded version and the hooded version. But I happen to put on this non-hooded version. And I went outside again. And I just walked around the yard for a while. And what I noticed was I started feeling a chill on my back, my shoulders, and it was a chill. And I was a little surprised by this because I just put on a heavier layer than what I had, you know, in the Gamma SL, and yet I'm feeling colder now. So I hung out outside for a while. I walked around, and yeah, I had a chill, you know, on my back and shoulders. So why is it? So my guess is, and I have another video on the whole Gamma series, and I talked about this there. But when you're outside with these Gamma soft shells, especially the LT and the MX, but mostly the LT, the material is pretty thick. It's a heavy material. It's almost like a material of like a pair of pants or like a pair of jeans or something. It's a pretty heavy material. It gets cold. The material itself gets cold in the cold air. And I think that I'm feeling that cold material, you know, through the fleece and on my skin, okay? Now, it's not terrible. I wasn't freezing. I would survive, but I definitely felt that chill. And I was a little surprised by that. So I go back inside and I took off my Gamma LT and I put my Gamma SL back on and I went back out there. And I didn't feel that chill, right? So it's a lighter material. It's not gonna feel that cold like the heavier jacket in the LT does. This was just light enough to be that outer skin and hold in some of that heat without getting cold itself and feeling colder on. So definitely the lighter jacket was the warmer option, okay? Now the flip side is, I really have to say, I mean, I really do like the Gamma LT. I'm not trying to, I actually have two of them, the hooded version and a non-hooded version. So I think the Gamma LT, as well as this, will shine when you're doing a high output activity. All right. I think if you're outside and you're generating some body heat, I think you're not going to feel that cold as much. I think that the heavier LT will hold in some of that heat better. It does breathe as well, but I think at that point is where it'll really shine as far as holding in some of that heat, and you probably won't feel as cold. See me, I'm just going outside and I'm walking around the backyard to say, hey, is it cold out? You know, how do I feel? So the material is getting cold and I'm not generating that heat underneath it. So it's not kind of like self-regulating. It's just feeling cold. But the Gamma SL did not. So that was really a pretty neat thing that I learned, and you know, I wanted to share with you. All right. So I think that I'm going to wrap it up right there. I hope I gave you some good information. If you're interested in, you know, buying a Gamma SL, I definitely would recommend it. It's a great jacket just to have in the closet. Again, I wear it all year. Not as much in the winter time. If it's cold and I'm looking for a layer on top of, you know, like my Atom LT or my Protons or the Nuclei FL or the Cerium LT, I'm grabbing my Gamma MX. I really love that jacket in the winter time. It just has that extra little fleece backing. Again, it's not meant to keep you warm, but it just backing makes it a little heavier, and just it's a nice layer in the winter time. This Gamma SL, definitely spring, fall, summer, spring and fall over lighter layers is awesome. Summertime as a standalone, or again maybe just under, you know, a Delta LT, a kyanite, okay, just something as an extra little layer to stop that wind and hold in some heat. It's an awesome jacket. All right, so thank you very much for watching. I hope I helped you out, and please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in Arc'teryx stuff, or hit the like button if it gave you some good information, and we'll see you again in the next video. Thank you very much. Take care. Thanks.